everybody, welcome back to my next December Daily Junk Journal. So today is the 3rd. I already had a number ready for this one that I cut out from a gift bag, so that was good to go. And I tried a slightly different technique for this day. On previous days I'd felt quite overwhelmed with what I was going to put on the page, and I ended up just grabbing things quite haphazardly. So on this day, ahead of time, before sitting down to start, I picked out, say, 6 or 7 things that I know I wanted to put on the page, and I tried to limit myself to those ones. So the first thing I'm doing is decorating the right-hand page, which is actually from a vintage, well, it's 1990, which isn't that long ago for most of us, but technically vintage, I suppose. A vintage card design book that had a few activities in it, and I thought they were quite cute, so I cut those up to make that page. And I've just stuck on some houses, some buildings that I'd drawn. I think they're in ink. Yeah, ink brush and ink pen that I'd done for my Christmas card design this year. I thought the green-brown tones of the buildings looked quite nice on the aged yellowing paper. Sorry, I have to keep swigging tea because I'm getting a bit of a hoarse voice from talking. Just 1 minute. Okay, I'm drinking a Christmassy tea, obviously. So I spent a bit of time deliberating about what to put on that top left bit, and I ended up sticking down my son's advent calendar activity, which on this day was a new Christmas sticker book. I got him one last year and he really enjoyed doing it, so this year he got a new one. And then I'm filling in the gaps with some stickers from Daiso, because I can't have gaps. I always have to fill in the gaps. So I'm feeling like that page is done for now. Trying to be more restrained this page, basically, trying to put less on, because my previous days were a bit sort of heavy on the ink and paint and all that kind of thing. So I'm just tearing up an instruction leaflet from some aroma oil, which I had to bring from England because I couldn't find anything properly Christmassy scented in Japan for my aroma oil diffuser. So I ended up actually buying this when I was in England, and I'm really glad I did, because it's just nice to have a Christmassy smell in the air at Christmas. This picture I'm using on the day is, for this day, is just some post I had to take to the post office that I'd sort of decorated Christmassy. A few things for pen pals and a few orders from my online shop that went out on the 3rd. And it's at this point, actually, I was thinking to myself, there's something about collage or, getting different elements and laying them on a piece of paper that I find really hard. There are certain things that I find easier, obviously, like filling in blank spaces with patterns and doodles. I find that, that comes to me a lot more naturally than collage pieces of paper. I really struggle. I remember having real difficulties with it at school, actually. Getting really angry because it seemed to be like my art teacher's favourite thing to do was collage. But yeah, I persevere. It's something to do with arranging elements on a page. I find very difficult. I'm terrible at flower arranging as well. I just sort of get frustrated and just shove them all in. But I see, other people just really amazingly arranging flowers. And I don't know, it's a mystery to me how they do it. How they make it look so lovely. So yeah, I'm doing my best. So that goes down to just to remind me that this was the day I opened my Noel cheery festive blend of aroma oil. And that photo to remind me that it was a post day for me. I send a few Christmassy bits to pen pals. I really wanted to send more, but I was so pressed for time this week with sorting out UK gifts, Christmas gifts to send back to my family. Okay, and then this is me completely not doing my let's keep it minimal thing that I'd planned to do. And I think, I'm going to draw some stars on the gaps, in more gaps. I'm going to put some stars. But the white the white doesn't really show up very well on that paper. So then I decided to grab my ink wash pen and sort of do blobs, and then I can come back later on with the white pen on top of it to draw the snowflakes. So that's what I'm doing here. And I'm just going over the ones I'd already done, since I know I can go straight back over with the white pen afterwards. And then because I'm impatient for that to dry, I think, okay, let's go to the other page and fill in the gaps here. So off I go, filling in the gaps. Just remember at the last minute that I probably need to leave a little bit of space for journaling. Waiting for it to dry, trying to be patient. That's another thing I often do, is I don't wait for things to dry properly, and I just launch straight in and sort of smudge things, and because I really want to get on with it, because I love putting ink to paper. So I realise at this point, if I do a little bit of journaling in the gap, then that gives me a bit more time for the ink splodges to dry. In case anybody's wondering, if you've watched my previous ones, my previous videos for the first and the second, I am wearing the same clothes. I do have the same sleeves because I actually filmed a lot of these all in one day because I had a massive catch-up to do. I didn't start doing this until quite late. So I have ended up doing, I think I did like days 1 to 7, all on day 11. And I have a jumper on and my dressing gown on top because we don't have central heating in Japan. So I have a heater, I have a radiator in the room, like one of those plug-in oil ones, but like if you go out of the room to go to the toilet or whatever, it's like, oh, it's cold. It's basically like going outside. So I tend to spend all my time indoors, fully clothed, winter clothes, plus dressing gown. And then I just swap my dressing gown for my coat when I go out the door, and it's kind of swapping like for like. Okay, so I finally got my chance to put the stars on and my snowflakes on, and okay, so that is my December 3rd page for my December Daily Junk Journal, and it's kind of neutral. It's not too busy as much as previous days, so I'm quite pleased with that one. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you again. Okay, bye.